Okay, in this video tutorial I will be introducing you to Quantcast and showing you specifically how to get Quantcast enabled on your site, and also speaking about the benefits of Quantcast. So to start, this is the Quantcast website. Quantcast has two different offerings. They have Measure, which is a free service, and then Advertise, which is a paid service. Measure allows you to install a little bit of tracking code on your site, and then as individuals hit your site, Quantcast captures only aggregate data. They're not doing anything crazy with privacy. They're not saying Ben from ROI visited your website today. Instead, they're just saying an individual visited your website, and this individual happens to live in Salt Lake City, Utah. So they are capturing all this data down, and the way that they're able to determine demographic profiles is through their huge network of websites. When you go to Quantcast, you can see that all of these websites have Quantcast installed. Huffington Post, Yelp, Bleacher Report, Answers.com. So all of these different websites and millions of other websites have Quantcast installed. And so if someone hits Bleacher Report, Quantcast knows, okay, this individual is interested in sports. And on Bleacher Report, if they go to the tennis page, they know they're interested in tennis specifically. If they hit the tennis page several times, that just increases their intelligence. They know, yes, this person really is interested in tennis. Where if they hit it only one time and then go to another page, all different sports genres, they can't really say that that individual is interested in tennis, so they won't say that. So Quantcast looks at people visiting all these different sites, and because they're able to tell from IP addresses and cookies and things that someone hit Bleacher Report, and then they went to Answers.com and asked about tennis elbow, and then they came to this uTorrent, and they downloaded a video about tennis, they know, yes, this person's definitely interested in tennis. And then if they go to Rotten Tomato and search the category for preteen video, maybe they're a teenager that plays tennis. And if they come over here to NBC and visit pages about teenager table tennis world competitions, it further validates that this person's probably a teenager. And so they're able to look at all of the data as people surf all these websites and put together demographic profiles for individuals. Benefit for you is you can opt into this network by putting your code on your site, and you can get a demographic profile for people that are visiting your website, and it builds that off of the visitors on your website looking at other places that they have been, other actions that they've taken. I know that, you look here, Bleacher Report, it's great that they're giving you their data. I'll show you their data in a minute. Most websites have data concerns. All of my clients, except for one, that I've put Quantcast in place for, have opted to have their data private. And so they're not going to show up here. And if you search their domain name here, it will show that they have Quantcast on the site, but it's not going to give you any data. Quantcast still uses that data in creating these profiles and ultimately what I call a demographic fingerprint for an individual. They'll use that data, but they're not going to share it with anyone. So if you have a financial advising website or an escrow code website, and you put it on there, they're going to know someone's interested in code escrow or financial planning, but they're not going to be able to determine that that individual visited your website that is about escrow or about financial planning. They just know that someone that visited their website is interested in that. So Quantcast is great, free tool. This measurement piece is totally free. Advertising, Quantcast is hoping that after they show you what your demographic profile is, they can get you to buy into their advertising network. The benefit of advertising through Quantcast is if you know that 85% of your site visitors are male, and 90% of those that are purchasing from you have a college education or higher, and they're interested in technology and superheroes, let's say. They're going to advertise just to that segment, and because they're advertising just to that segment, it keeps the media, it keeps the advertising possibilities for Quantcast more open, because they're not just blasting you out shotgun approach, it's more a fishing approach. And for you, it's beneficial because you're going to be paying less per click on advertising, and you're getting just the people that you really want to. You're not getting a grandma that happened to think that your advertisement was humorous or was flashy or interesting and so wanted to come see what you're about. You're only going to get people that you really want to target. So I'll give you a little walkthrough on what kind of data Quantcast is capturing. Because this is Bleacher Report, it's not one of my clients. The website, the information it gives you is still very thorough, but not as thorough as if this was your own website. So they do give you, they show that males, 90% of their web visitors are male, 10% are female. And then they look at an index. So 100 being the US average. You've got an index out of 184 and 20 here. Really, it's saying that the percentage is great, the composition of your website, but maybe, let's say in the US, a whole bunch of men die. And the average website in the US is visited more often from females, simply because there's less males out there. So the US average might be male out of 100 visits, males are only making up 45% of that, and females are making up 55% of that, simply because there's more females in the US than males. So your US average is not going to be an even 50-50 split on male-female, because in our creative scenario here, there are more females. So it looks at the average, the US average, 45, and then females 55%. And if over here you've got 45% composition male and 55% female, your US averages would be 100-100, your index. However, if it's heavy 184, heavy 20, you'll know you've got more males than the US average and less males. So that's how the index works. I love analytics, I love statistics, but I apologize for not having a better definition of index. That is how it works, though. So you've got gender here, and then you've got age. So it actually breaks it down by age group. So Bleacher Report is really popular among the 25 to 34-year-olds. Children and household incomes, educational attainments, ethnicities. So breaks it all down. You can click on this. It breaks it out. It shows the U.S. average, the multiplier. So really interesting information here. And then beyond just the demographic profiles, you can go geographic. Look at where individuals are coming from. Lifestyle, business, traffic. Geographic is pretty self-explanatory. I'll just dive in really quick. Shows you a high level of countries, states within the USA, major advertising areas in the USA, and then major cities. So geographic's broken out as such. You can dive in, see all 50 states. It's paginated, so you can keep clicking through here. Let's go to business segment. So they're not showing you the business segment. I'll show you that in some of my private client details. I'll have to hide it so that you don't see their names, but I'll show you that. Then lifestyle, I'm guessing they would show you. Okay, yeah, so lifestyle is an affinity. And so because, of course, people that are visiting Bleacher Report are interested in sports. And it's building this affinity here. So it's looking and seeing that individuals who visit BleacherReport.com are 8.9 times more likely to visit sports-related websites than the common public, the common global public out there. And so it's looking that this individual visited Bleacher Report, they probably visited ESPN, they visited CBS Sports, they're visiting all these websites, and thus they have a higher affinity. They're also interested in news and information, fantasy sports, humor, babies. if this was our website, we could click through and see a ton more details, and then you can even see negative affinities, so less than 1. You could see maybe they're not interested in religion, and so that would be maybe a 0.5x multiplier affinity, showing that site visitors to your website are half as likely to visit religious-related websites as the common global internet traffic. And so you may want to, in your advertising decisions, specifically exclude religious websites. And you can do that with modern advertising, specifically Google AdWords, display, demographic profiling type advertising. And I'll show you in another tutorial how you can set up your advertisements to specifically target or exclude certain affinities. So that's kind of a high level of what you get with Quantcast, specifically Bleacher Report. Yeah, it's not working very good right now, but Bleacher Report's really nice. They give us their public-facing data. In a minute, or for the next one, I'll jump into one of my private accounts in the next tutorial and show you how you can exclude yourself from the Quantcast public data so no one can see your stuff, and then the level of granularity you're able to see through your own account. So I'll show you that in the next tutorial.